Welcome to the Sleepy Stoic. You delivered the solution. You saw the problem clearly, worked through it carefully, and presented it in Tuesday's meeting. By Friday, someone else was standing in front of leadership, presenting your insight as their own breakthrough. Now they're being celebrated while you sit in the same role, watching your work become fuel for someone else's advancement. And the worst part is not even the theft itself. It's the suffocating awareness that saying anything makes you look small. This particular flavor of powerlessness has a special edge to it. It's not just about fairness or recognition. It's about the gap between what you know you did and what the world sees. It's about watching the record become wrong in real time and knowing that correcting it might cost you more than staying silent. The rage isn't loud. It's the quiet kind that sits in your chest during meetings, the kind that makes you question whether excellence even matters if it can be taken and reworn by someone else without consequence. Marcus Aurelius spent years leading an empire where credit was constantly misattributed, where sycophants claimed victories they never earned, where the machinery of reputation had almost nothing to do with actual merit. And in his private notebooks, he returned again and again to one unshakable idea. The fruit of good work is the work itself, not the recognition, not the promotion, not even the acknowledgement, the doing of it well. This is not a consolation prize. It's a different scoreboard entirely. Most of us have fused two separate things into one. We've fused our work with our reputation for our work. We've fused competence with visibility. And because we've welded them together, when someone takes credit for what we've done, it feels like they've taken the work itself. But they haven't. They've taken a story. They've taken a label. What you actually built, the skill you sharpened, the problem-solving muscle you developed by doing the work, that remains yours. It's not portable. It can't be stolen in a meeting. Your coworker now carries a reputation they didn't earn. That's not an advantage. It's a liability. They'll be expected to perform at a level they haven't actually reached. Meanwhile, you've become more capable, and no one's watching closely. Marcus would tell you that's not a disadvantage. That's freedom. When your manager doesn't see your contribution, you are released from performing for their limited field of vision. When the organization's feedback system is broken, you're no longer enslaved to it. You can now do excellent work for the only reason that makes you unconquerable, because you've decided that's who you are. There's a practice worth keeping. Not for evidence, not to build a case, but to anchor yourself when external validation goes silent. Keep a private ledger. Write down what you actually did, not what was recognized, not what was rewarded, what you built, solved, or created. This is not a grievance file. It's a record of your real capacity. On days when the gap between your contribution and your reputation feels unbearable, this ledger reminds you what's actually true. Your competence exists whether or not it's seen. Epictetus draws a line that most people never notice. There are things up to us and things not up to us. Doing good work is up to you. The quality of your thinking, the care you bring to problems, the integrity of your effort, all of that is yours to control. But whether someone else claims it, whether your manager notices, whether you get promoted this cycle, none of that is up to you. And when you stake your peace on things outside your control, you make yourself a refugee in your own life. Ask yourself this each morning. Would I do this work excellently even if no one ever knew it was mine? If the answer is no, then you're not working. You're performing. And performers need an audience to exist. But if the answer is yes, then you've found something that can't be taken from you. You've made yourself free. Think of the sculptor who carved the back of statues that would stand against temple walls, the side no one would ever see. He finished them anyway, perfected them anyway, not because someone was watching, because the craft mattered more than the audience. That's not romantic, that's strategic. It means your excellence doesn't depend on someone else's attention span. The person who took credit for your work is now carrying a weight they didn't build the strength to hold. You are quietly becoming someone who can do things others only pretend to do. Time will reveal which of those positions is more valuable, but only if you keep working in the silence, only if you refuse to shrink your capacity down to match what's currently visible. Remember that your worth is not a story someone else tells about you. It's what you become by doing hard things well when no one's keeping score. Thanks for listening to the Sleepy Stoic. Take a moment to let this settle. That's enough for now. We'll leave it here.